Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. On the screen is 23-year-old Jacoby Tillman. Those are just a few of Tillman's mugshots since 2021, and he has committed crimes from battery, attempted murder, and he was currently under arrest and being seen in court last week for attacking a woman on a local running trail here in Orange County, Florida. Now, not only is this a horrible situation and something I would normally cover here on the channel anyway, but some of you guys are aware and some of you are not, I'm also a runner. A slow runner, but I'm a runner and I don't run on this particular trail. But, it hits home when I hear of other runners in the community, the running community, getting attacked and almost, almost art or worse yet, almost murdered by someone. And Tillman is that just that person. He attacked this woman, and he actually told his mother after this attack that, and I quote, "I didn't art that lady. I was trying to kill the lady," unquote. Yeah, that's what he told his mom. He is facing multiple charges right now, including attempted sexual battery, battery by strangulation, and false imprisonment. And since he was at the initial appearance, he is also being charged with attempted first-degree murder.
Convicted felon and now suspected attempted rapist Jacoby Tillman let out a big sigh of relief as the judge determined that, yes, he could walk out of jail a free man this past weekend. So Sunday morning, he did just that. Judge Elaine Barber set his bond at $9,500, even though the state pushed for pretrial detention.
That's Jacoby. That's Tillman. In the inset photo, that's the judge. That is the judge that gave this piece of garbage, this piece of crap that's attacking women. She gave him a $9,500 bond. And he paid it. Well, I don't think he paid it. I think his mom did. But again, he's out and about in Orange County right now, free as a bird.
And despite the fact, she didn't mince words after looking at Tillman's criminal record.
Sir, I want you to listen up.
Yes, ma'am.
You got an atrocious record.
Right.
These charges are violent in nature. If I get any inkling that you have violated the conditions of pretrial release, you will be arrested on a no bond warrant. You'll be put right back in jail, and you will not get out. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Tillman spent 1 year in state prison after convictions in Volusia and Orange counties, among them a stabbing in 2022. Just a few months later, he assaulted Nuri Quinn while she was out for a run.
He's not letting me go. I'm trying to fight him to get off him, but he's really bigger than me. So he has all his body weight on me. And then he finally lets go, and I look at him. I'm like, "What are you doing? You could get in trouble for that." And he just looks at me like if I'm crazy, and he runs off.
Quinn didn't want to relive the experience, so she didn't participate with prosecution. Prosecutors went ahead with a misdemeanor case. Tillman pleaded no contest. The judge found him guilty and ordered Tillman to pay a fine, no prison time.
This poor woman, she's terrified. She's scared. As she should be. And because of that, he pled no contest. Judge gives him a fine. A fine. What a bunch of crap. A fine? Because you decide to attack a defenseless woman out for a run, you get a fine. That's why he did it again back this summer. Because he didn't learn his lesson, and I don't think he's ever going to learn his lesson. And we're going to look at his past a bit as well here. Fox did an excellent job here, Fox 35. But he does have quite the history.
Fast forward to this past July, Orange County deputies say Tillman tried to rape a woman on the Little Econ Greenway Trail. An affidavit says Tillman wanted to go a step further. It claims Tillman told a friend he wanted to kill her.
So he didn't just want to R her, guys. He wanted to kill her. And this is a quote here on the screen. Because I wanted to know what it was like to choke someone out. This individual does not belong on the streets in our community. He belongs behind bars. And I cannot believe that this judge gave him a bond. Again, it just blows my mind.
Because he wanted to know what it was like to choke someone out.
I feel really uneasy right now because just as it happened to me and another woman, what happens if it happens to someone else?
The affidavit also claims Tillman's own mother tried to help him arrange a getaway flight from Florida, something prosecutors brought up in court but his public defender shot down.
I do not believe he is a flight risk in this case.
State Attorney Monique Worrell sent us a statement saying, after reviewing the facts of this case, our office felt that the release of the defendant was not appropriate and he presents a danger to our community.
Obviously he does. And yeah, his mom, well, she was going to give him a plane ticket, buy him a plane ticket, let him leave the state of Florida. As of right now, they're trying to revoke his bond, okay? They're trying to revoke his bond. But his next hearing isn't scheduled till Tuesday. I'm recording this on Sunday. He's been out for about a week. So this is okay that this person is out on our streets. The state attorney's office, we see her saying right there, and we also have the Sheriff Mina. They all have stated he belongs in jail.
Former Chief Judge Belvin Perry says judges weigh criminal history, evidence in the current case, and a potential flight risk before making bond decisions.
This is a tough case under any circumstances, based upon the facts and circumstances of this case, to grant him bail.
You know, I really do love Belvin Perry. I do. But do you think he's going to... He's not going to say something against another judge. He's not going to say something. That was a very political response from him, and I understand that. I truly, truly do. But it is disgusting that she let him out. All right, my favorite website, well, it's definitely become one of them. This is obviously the clerk's website, Orange County, Florida. And this is his current case here. Actually, let me go back real quick. I want to show you guys. This is just Orange County, obviously. He's got some history in Volusia County. And one of those mugshots on that collage I made, that's from Volusia County. So these are 5 cases that he has had since 2021 in Orange County. Okay? And they all have to do with him attacking folks. And the last one before this was that poor woman who was scared to say anything. And, well, the judge gave him a fine. Yeah. It's a joke, really. Alright, so this is the current case here. He's been assigned a judge. It's not Elaine Barber. I think she's probably the one who does the initial appearances. So he is going to be seeing Vincent Chu on 10/21. That's Tuesday the 21st. That's his next hearing. Now, that's the day that the state wants to revoke his bond and send him back to jail. My question is, do you think he's going to actually show up? Because he's all over the news here in Central Florida, in Orange County. And I would not be surprised if he decided to flee. And his mom, well, she's already said she was going to help him. You know, if he does flee or he doesn't appear, I think they need to take mom into custody as well. So a lot of this stuff is locked still. You can't really look at it just yet. But you can see they're on 10/16 is when they filed the motion to revoke the bond. And sadly, it's taken this long for it to happen. That's why I also question the fact if he's actually going to show up on Tuesday. And again, you can't read that one either. So we're going to have to wait until this stuff becomes more public. But this guy's here. These are his bail bond. That's his bail bondsman, Mike Snap. So hopefully Mike there and his team will make sure he shows up on 10/21. But again, we can look back at his histories here for all his other crimes, and you have his first one back down here back in June 1st of 2021. And this was a robbery. So I find it hard to believe this was his first crime. Maybe he had some crimes as a juvenile, because obviously he's 23. So and his juvie record is not public. So again, so this was a robbery, second-degree felony. That was his first one here on the Orange County records. And then we're going to jump to 131 of 2022. This one here is the aggravated battery. And this one does have some information we can look at as far as his history. This is the actual complaint here. So it is a little bit hard to read. So I'm going to try to see if I can decipher some of this. See, this one here is attempted second-degree murder with a weapon. Yeah. So here is this is the narrative from the Orange County Sheriff's Office. So we'll just sift through it a bit. On January 31st, 2022, at approximately 15:24 hours, Sector 2 deputies responded to the area of 1919 Harlow Road in reference to an in-progress fight. While en route, callers were updating Orange County communications that a black male, later identified as Jacoby Tillman, was beating, was beating a Hispanic male and dragging him around by his hair. Several of the callers stated the Hispanic male was bleeding heavily. Deputy Sheriff T. Blair was the first to arrive on scene and observed the Hispanic male sitting on the ground with the black male holding him up by his hair. Deputy Sheriff Blair separated the two subjects, and the Orange County Fire Rescue began administering aid to the Hispanic male, who will only be identified as the victim in this narrative. Deputies observed a knife lying on the ground nearby where the subject was found. Deputies observed the victim had multiple stab wounds to the side of his abdomen, an incised wound to the side of his neck, and appeared unresponsive on the scene. So we can see right here, this is not an R attack, but this was a brutal attack, and if it's attempted murder, the guy didn't die. So yeah, so this is showing how violent Tillman really is. Disgusting. So that one is that case. And then we have a third one. This one is I believe this one is the one the poor girl that we just heard speaking to Fox 35, the false imprisonment and the battery. So I believe that this is the actual one here, but let me take a look. All right, yeah, this is that girl that we just heard. So that poor girl who's scared to death since he's back on the streets. On July 27, 2022, at approximately 23:19 hours, I, Deputy Mooney, responded to 2021 North Goldenrod Road in reference to a false imprisonment and battery. A report with an arrest was completed. My investigation revealed prior to my arrival on scene, Orange County Dispatch received a call from the victim stating a tall black male wearing pink shorts had followed her while she was running and groped her. Deputies in the area located the male nearby and secured him. The male was identified by Florida license as Jacoby Tillman. When I arrived on scene, I met with the victim, who told me the following in a verbal and sworn written statement. She told me she was running home from the nearby Publix when she passed the Orange County Fire Rescue Station 63, located at 2450 North Goldenrod Road. A male unknown to her came behind her and hugged her by wrapping his arms around her. Jacoby held her like this for approximately 15 seconds. The victim thought at first she may have known him, but when she turned around, she realized she did not. The victim told Jacoby to let her go, and eventually he did. The victim told Jacoby not to grab her like that, like he did, and Jacoby walked away. The victim continued running toward her house, and then as she was running past him at 2021 North Goldenrod Road, Jacoby again wrapped his arms around her and hugged her. The victim asked Jacoby why he was doing this, and he asked if she had a boyfriend, to which she responded yes. Jacoby then told the victim that she was lying. The victim continued running faster, and Jacoby grabs her a third time, this time in front of her. Jacoby then reaches behind the victim and grabs her buttocks with both of his hands and tells her she is so bad. Jacoby then slides his hand in between her clothed legs, touches her on the vagina. The victim continues trying to get away from Jacoby, and after approximately 15 seconds, she was able to get out of his grip. The victim then called 911 for law enforcement assistance. The victim did not have any visible injuries and refused medical attention on the scene. The victim did not give Jacoby permission to touch her or prevent her from leaving and want to prosecute criminally and testify in court for the incident. I attempted to speak with Jacoby about the incident, but he elected to invoke his Miranda rights. And of course, he was arrested. Yeah. She was really lucky. She truly, truly was. So again, that's the one that, between those two right there, and we're not even seeing Volusia County here again. There is, that to me is enough between his attempted murder during that fight and attacking that poor woman in July of 2022. Why did the judge give him a bond? Why? Well, again, this is the judge, and from what I can understand, I did look a bit through her history here. She doesn't have any previous issues. I mean, she's got no complaints, and she is assigned to domestic violence. So you would think Judge Barber would have said to Tillman, "You're not getting a bond. You're going to wait in jail." Well, that's what she should have done. Unfortunately, she made, in my opinion, a very, very bad call. Yeah. So now we wait. Again, this is the 19th. Today is October 19th. He's due in court day after tomorrow. Will Jacoby Tillman show up? What do you guys think? Do you think he's going to show his... You think he's going to show his face? Especially knowing now that he's probably going to get taken into custody and his bond revoked. Yeah. So I really hope he does show up, but I would not be surprised if he ends up having a warrant put out for him when he doesn't show up in court. All right, guys. That's all I've got for this one. I hope you have a great rest of the day. And most of all, stay safe.